We're living in an age when many activities that used to occur only during the day, like shopping and banking, now take place at any time of the day or night. But the technological advances that have made such a 24/7 society possible have also deprived us of what we really need, a good night's sleep. And that really hurts young people. Since the Industrial Revolution and the invention of the light bulb, modern society has experienced increasingly long hours of continuous wakefulness. According to sleep and alertness expert Mark Rosekind, that affects how well people can think and act.
2 hours less sleep than you need is enough to impair your performance as if you've been drinking 2 to 3 beers and had a 0.05 blood alcohol level. So not getting enough sleep can impair your performance. At the other end, we know getting the optimal sleep you need could boost your performance by as much as 30%.
After spearheading the Fatigue Countermeasures program at the U.S. Space Agency in the 1990s, Mr. Rosekind turned his attention to athletes. He's been working with the Hilton Hotels Corporation, a sponsor of the U.S. Olympic team, to improve the quality of sleep for the U.S. athletes.
Specifically, what we did was look at aspects of the physical environment, how to make a bedroom darker, quiet, cooler is better than warm when you sleep. So one of the things that Hilton did was to bring in blackout curtains to the athletes' rooms at the U.S. Olympic Training Facility in Colorado Springs. And another big area for all of us, actually, and especially for athletes, is to look personally at the bed. The athletes right now have a full-size bed, so that personally it's going to be not only more comfortable, more space, but they've added pillows and blankets so they can control the sleep environment to make it best for them.
After completing a makeover of 160 bedrooms at the Olympic Training Facility, Mr. Rosekind says they started to get positive feedback from team members.
For example, Apollo Ono, the speed skater, was the first athlete to have his room made over by Hilton, and he's already talked about how important sleep is and how he can see the difference in his performance.
And it's not just athletes who can see a difference. Mark Rosekind says children and teenagers also need to realize how important sleep is for their physical health and performance.
Kids and young people need more sleep than adults. The average they need is closer to 9 hours. So while they need 9 hours, they're barely getting 6 or 7 hours of sleep. But when they're not getting it, it's going to affect their learning, their development, and basically all aspects of the quality of their life.
Children who don't get enough sleep are cranky, they're irritable. They also have a hard time regulating their emotions.
Judy Mindell of the Sleep Center at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia is very familiar with what happens to kids without a good night's sleep.
It also affects their behavior. So you're going to see them being more overactive, more non-compliant, not listening well to their parents, things like that. It also affects cognitive ability, so how well they think. And that's things like attention and memory and decision-making and problem-solving, all the things that are absolutely critical for school performance. So how well you do in school is going to depend on how well you slept the night before.
Ms. Mindell says school is one reason many teenagers don't get enough sleep.
Our teenagers are getting up so early in the morning to get to school. Some high schools are starting at 7:15, 7:30 in the morning. Second reason is that there's this biological shift, which is an internal physical shift in their clock after puberty. So if you have a 13, 14, 15-year-old who used to be able to fall asleep at 9 o'clock at night, they now can't fall asleep until about 11 o'clock. So they shift later. Their clock shifts later at the same time that they have to get up early to get to high school. A lot of our teenagers are working, and we have some really clear data showing that teenagers who work, especially those who work over 20 hours a week, don't get the sleep they need. And then on top of it, they're having huge amount of after-school activities and socializing and homework, and they're also all into the messaging at night.
Ms. Mindell says sleep problems among children and teens are often overlooked by teachers, coaches, doctors, and even parents. However, she says parents can do a lot to ensure that their child gets enough rest.
First of all, is they should have a set bedtime so a child gets the sleep that they need. The second thing is a bedtime routine. It's just as important for 5-year-olds and 10-year-olds and even 15-year-olds. You know, it's a way to wind down for the day. Bedrooms. You know, you want a bedroom to be kind of a haven. Cool, dark, quiet, comfortable.
Judy Mindell says parents should pay attention to what she calls the sleep stealers in their children's bedrooms: television sets, video games, and computers. She says, like eating a balanced diet, wearing seatbelts, and using sunscreen, getting enough sleep is a necessary part of a healthy lifestyle. She encourages parents to lead by example and make sure they get a good night's sleep, too.